Good morning, Year 10. We're looking at expanding brackets today. You may not have to watch every single part of this video because a lot of it's going to be revision for a lot of people, so you may want to skip ahead to the part that's relevant to you. So we're going to look at expanding one bracket, expanding one bracket twice and adding them together, and then we're going to look at double brackets like quadratics and three brackets. So we're going to do 4, I think, examples today, and that's what we're going to look at. All right, here we go. So we've got expand the following brackets. So we've got 5 bracket 2x plus 3, and the bracket just means times by, so we're going to do 5 times by 2x and 5 times by 3. So we need to make sure the 5 sees everybody in the bracket, and we get 10x plus 15. Quite simple, very straightforward. The next question is the same idea, it just happens to have some extra numbers in it and extra letters in it. We've got negative 3x bracket 7x minus 4. So the negative 3x is going to see the 7x, and it's also going to see the minus 4. Negative 3 times by 7 is minus 21, and x times x is x squared. And then negative 3x times by negative 4 is actually positive 12. So that is the most difficult part of this question, is the multiplying the two negatives together. And for the last one, we've got y squared times by 3, which is 3y squared. And then y squared times by minus 2y cubed, which is minus 2y to the power of 5. So that is expanding a single bracket because there's just one single bracket there. All right. On this next example, we've got expand and simplify the following brackets. This time it's 2 single brackets. You can see that this time I'm adding them together in the middle there. So let's go ahead and have a go at this. We've got 2 bracket 3y plus 6 plus 5 bracket 5y plus 4. So I expand the first lot of brackets, 6 plus 2y, and the second lot, 5y plus 20. And then just like yesterday, I can simplify. So I've got plus 5y and plus 2y, which gives me 7y, and 6 plus 20, which is 26. Now that one should have been really straightforward, hopefully. The next one is the one where people make silly mistakes. So the first bracket is absolutely fine. We've got 6x plus 3. The second bracket is where it normally goes completely wrong. We've got negative 2 times by 5. Remember, the sign in front of the number belongs to the number. So that is going to be negative 10. Now we can't just pretend that we've used the negative and we're done with it. Again, we're looking for negative 2 times by negative 3x. Negative times negative is a positive, so that's going to be plus 6x. All right, and then we can add things together. 6x plus another 6x is 12x, and 3 take away 10 is minus 7. All right, so those are lots of ways we can expand single brackets. The next example is going to be about expanding double brackets. So these are quadratics. These will expand out into quadratics. We have done these before. It shouldn't be super fancy and new, but let's talk about how we do this. So we need to make sure that everything in the first bracket goes to see everything in the second bracket. I like to use the word FOIL. Some people like to just draw arrows. It's completely and totally up to you. So I'm going to show you the FOIL method. F in FOIL stands for first. So that means the first number or the first thing in the first term in the first bracket times by the first term in the other bracket. X times x is x squared. The O stands for outside, so the outside term in the first bracket times by the outside term in the second bracket, which is 6x. And then the I stands for inside, so the inside term in the first bracket times by the inside term of the second one. And then L stands for last, the last term of the first bracket times by the last term of the second bracket. Whew, that was a lot of words. All right, and then we can simplify that. We've got 6x and 4x there. So we've got x squared plus 10x plus 24. Next example is exactly the same idea. We've got some extra numbers in it, and of course we've got a negative. I'm going to do it with the arrows this time. 2m times 3m is 6m squared. 2m times negative 4 is negative 8m. 5 times by 3m is 15m. And 5 times minus 4 is minus 20. Again, we can simplify these two bits in the middle. Negative 8 plus 15, or you could do 15 take away 8. So that is 6m squared plus 7m minus 20. All right, expanding two brackets. All right, we're going to move on to the really fancy stuff now. We are going to look at expanding three brackets now. This is something that's new to the GCSE that you will be sitting, as in it wasn't in the old GCSE, but it's not really a new GCSE anymore. Anyways, I've said too much. Expand and simplify the following brackets. So we've got x plus 1 times by x plus 3 times by x plus 5. So I'm going to suggest that you multiply the first two brackets together. It doesn't always have to be the first two, but just any two that you'd like. The first two look the nicest to me. So I'm going to go ahead and expand that, and I get x squared plus 3x plus x plus 3. So that's the bit in blue. And then I'm just going to multiply all of that by x plus 5. Now, really important, I forgot some brackets here. I want all of this in brackets and the x plus 5. I think it's important that you write both of those down. So I'm just going to clean up the blue bracket to say x squared plus 4x plus 3. And now that I've got that, I'm going to multiply everything in that bracket by x plus 5. So literally just everything in the first bracket is going to see everything in the second bracket. So x squared is going to go and see the x and the 5. So let's do that. We've got x cubed plus 5x squared. Then the 4 is going to go and see every single thing in that bracket. So 4x times x and 4x times 5. So that's 4x squared plus 20x. And then lastly, the 3 is going to go see everything. So 3 times by x and 3 times by 5. When you do it like that, it also makes a nice little pattern for us to simplify. So if we go ahead and simplify now, x cubed is the only cube that we have. We do have 5x squared and 4x squared, which is 9x squared. We've got 20x and 3x, which is 23x. And then we've got the 15 that chills by itself. All right, now that one's fairly nice because it's all positive numbers. I'm just going to show you one other version of this that gets slightly more complicated, and that's it for me. All right, last example from me. It's still a cubic, it's still 3 brackets, but it's just a little bit different. So we've got x plus 1 squared times by x minus 5. Now this still is 3 brackets because you've got x plus 1 squared, which is just x plus 1, times by x plus 1 again, and then the x minus 5. So we're going to start by expanding this bracket here, those two brackets. So we've got x plus 1 times by x plus 1 times by x minus 5. So let's go ahead and do that. So we've got x squared plus 1x plus another x plus 1, all times by x minus 5. Now if we simplify the first bracket, we get x squared plus 2x plus 1 times by x minus 5. All right, now the really, really complicated bit. So x squared is going to go see everything. That gives us x cubed minus 5x squared. Then the 2x is going to go see everything. So 2x squared minus 10x. And then the 1 is going to go see everything. So that's just normal old plus x and a minus 5. So let's go ahead and simplify everything. So we can simplify these two things. We can simplify these two things. So x cubed chills all by itself. It's the only cubed. Minus 5 plus 2 is going to give us negative 3x squared. And minus 10 plus 1 is going to be minus 9. And then the minus 5 is going to chill by itself. All right, and that is it for me today. There are several tasks for you to do. You do not have to do every single task, and you do not have to do every single question on every single task. But you should be doing some expanding brackets for at least a good solid 30 minutes today. All right, let me know if you have any questions. Bye.